extent does music help in building a persona? Because aajkal ke, obviously there are some good songs, but the melody of the 90s is long gone, and you don't associate any actor with the kind of music anymore.
You know, I'll definitely say that music played a huge part in building the persona of Rahul Roy, the persona of the romantic hero. No questions about it. And that kind of music, people always talk that I want to make this, I want to do that, and I'll make this kind of music. But that magic of the 90s music, what we used to make, that is not going to happen. It's very difficult to recreate that kind of music. And I was blessed at that time because like I told you, like everybody came with a story lineup, you know, and honestly, there were 8 permutation or combinations of stories that used to be made. You know, 8 कहानियां थी, उसको घुमाओ फिराओ, इसको ऐसे कर दो, कभी लड़के को अमीर कर दो, लड़की को गरीब कर दो, या ये ऐसे कर दो. That kind of stuff used to go. So the only thing, but music in those days, what was really interesting, the way we used to shoot it, and that's how Bhatt Saab taught me also. Don't treat the song as a song. Treat it like a dialogue that you are doing. So even though you are singing those dialogues out, that feel and that emotion has to be there. So when we gave our shots in the song, we were emoting to the extent कि मैं तेरे को ये प्यार से ये dialogue बोल रहा हूँ. That is that song. Today's music, unfortunately, I have no clue what music it is, but the way it is structured is that the artist does not. It's very difficult for the artist even to express any emotion, and we become so this thing that everything has to look big, everything has to look technically very good, but the essential part, and that's the difference between a real good filmmaker and the normal filmmaker, the commercial maker, is that when you hear the songs today, they neither leave an impact on you with the music and on a visual thing that, I love the way the hero looked at the hero. I love the way. There's no impact because there is no feeling, there is no chemistry. And whatever chemistry that you have created, is through social media and advertising. It's not felt. It's not really felt by the audience. That is why those songs are not sort of remembered in a long way or whatever. It's more marketed that remember the song. Please remember this song. Please do this. But these songs are not remembered like, those songs of the 90s comes on the radio. People are,
all
only
the
talking
time.
about that song and the story. Because everybody felt connected to those songs. उनकी अपनी कहानी थी उसमें.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
आज के गानों में it is very rare that you feel कि ये मेरी कहानी है, ये मेरे गाने हैं. There are very few songs that you think like that. So that essence is gone, unfortunately. And the weird part is that when you think of Bollywood or you think of Hindi films, you're always thinking that music. But
Yep.
we are all doing, Koka Shoka and all these kind of songs, which I have no clue what it means. I mean, it's great to have Punjabi flavor, it's great to have all languages flavors and everything. But I think with melody going so much out, lyrics have become absolutely bizarre. And I mean, who talks like that to anybody? So just to create a thing, none of us understand this, and it's got nothing. I mean, I love that the Western music which is played. Some of the lyrics are beautiful. I mean, how come we still appreciate? And it's not like I'm in this thing. I'm always hoping and wishing that we are so much more capable. There are so many good writers out there and everything. I'm just hoping that we can alter the taste to what can we, have some kind of longevity rather than, oh, I've loved the taste today, but I don't want to see this film tomorrow. It's a one-time see, or this song is a one-time thing, you know. So I think that has unfortunately gone. But yes, I mean, right from Sapne Sajan Ke to Janam, even Junoon, a lot of these films had some great music, and people remember all the songs and all eight, nine songs that used to be there. So
The full
yes, in
album, yeah.
part of my thing, I'm really grateful that I've had some great music, and I'm trying. I've got some Sufi music coming out in the films that I'm doing currently. And when I love, for me, a reaction is that when I hear a song or I hear the lyrics, it has to hit me. I've got to get goosebumps. I've got to feel something. If I'm feeling something, then I think, okay, this song has got something going for it. And I hope the audiences are going to feel what I feel, what I'm feeling. That's what I think.
Of all the hit songs you've sang, do you have one which is your personal favorite for the melody, for the lyrics, for the way you were acting in it? If I
Jimmy,
can ask you one song.
uh, when I met Bhatt Saab and I was doing this film, Aashiqui, I had just broken up with one of my, I had a very serious long time relationship happening. So although all the songs were beautiful, everything was fantastic, but the song that resonated with my that time emotion was Ab Tere Bin Ji Lenge Hum, you know. And, when I think about that song and the lyrics, it's like, the sweet, bitter irony of a love story, no matter in your personal life also, that, you will love them, you will feel inseparable, you'll feel all those emotions and gamuts of a relationship, of something that feels real. But, when you break up, for whatever reasons, even if you love somebody that much, you feel that it is not happening, or, certain things are not meant to go beyond a certain time. So, Up Tere Bin is the kind of song that sort of, sort of uplift me, be at the right kind of thing of what I felt, but also giving that kind of a thing that, fine, if I have to live without you, I'll have to learn to live without you. I'm not going to be comfortable about it, but I will. So that song, is a mainstay for all romances, because most romances, you know, they will end up in tragedy, and that's what makes them great. That's the beautiful thing.
Fantastic. And that's a song. That's a song from the album which won Kumar Sawant's first
Yeah.
award. If if we can fast forward to that phase, I know you took a break from all this and you went away. What was that? What was that process like? Self discovery, cathartic.
For me, Jimmy, throughout my life, I had a lot of relationships. And I was working. I always had responsibility of family since I was 12. So, when I was reaching 30, and I was doing work and I was reaching 30, 31, I said, yeah, the conventional thought of, yeah, I better settle down. I must have a wife. I must have a child at some time. I'm not getting any younger. What's going to happen? So I genuinely fell in love with somebody, and by the age of 33, and she was 11 years younger, we got married, beautiful, and everything was going fine. But, trying as hard as I could, unfortunately, and even she, for that matter, um, she said, everybody knows you. And that time I wanted to take a little bit time off because, had I continued working as an actor, there was no way that I could be married, take care of things. Because at that particular time, my father had already passed away. My mom had sort of retired and was living in Goa. So there was no way, like I didn't have a huge support system, to go out on marriage. I didn't live in a joint family thing that, if I went out for work, that my wife would be, okay at home. So, and then wherever we went, she was not, I think, that comfortable with the fact that everybody knew Rahul Roy and it was Rahul here, Rahul here, Rahul here, Rahul here. So, we just sort of decided, okay, we'll shift to another country and I'll settle you in and, I'll continue living there. But I somewhere foolishly thought that, like a couple of other actors in the past, like I'd keep flying down to India and, stay back for a couple of months, work will happen. But, after I won the Big Boss season one, It was in 2005, 2006. Oh, sorry, six, yeah, 2005. Six. I got my permanent residency in Australia. I was supposed to be living out there. When you get a residency, you're supposed to stay an X number of days and then come. You can come. When I was doing all that, Jamie, industry out here was changing. It was corporatizing. Everything was changing. It was no longer, you know, how easily on relationships and camaraderie, you know, people trusted you and your work ethics and would take you for the film and therefore develop a film and do it. Now, since the corporates were coming and everybody were coming, there was a whole lot of system. Movies could not be green lighted till a lot of things were taken care of. You know, the numbers were taken care of. This was taken care of. That. So, you know, in the years that I kept coming back and forth, it's not like I never tried or I never talked to anyone. I went, I asked. But somehow the other, those projects could not go with me because the time frames that I was spending out here, the timing was always wrong. And, you know, beyond a certain point, I just gave up because, you know, there was only so many offices I can go. I'm never embarrassed about asking, but I realized that as long as I'm living in Sydney, Australia, and I'm coming back and forth, nobody's going to take me because the brutal truth is out of sight, out of mind. It's as simple as that, you know. And that's the reality, no matter what kind of stardom you've seen or what kind of clout you might have, you know, it doesn't really matter. That's the way people think. Uh, Things progressively were not working out in my marriage. So in 2014, I got divorced. Fortunately, we didn't have children, so you know that was not so much of a thought. So it was very amicable, and I'm grateful to my ex-wife and family, you know, that we sorted it out and it happened. So I came back in 2015 in January, and I started meeting everyone. Firstly, it took a long time for everybody sort of to gather. Okay, this guy's going to be living out here. He's not going to, you know, shoot 50% of the movie and suddenly run off. So that took about a year, year and a half. Then closer towards 2000, mid 18, 2019, I started getting the feedbacks of the kind of films people wanted to make with me. They had, and honestly, Jamie, I picked up the best from the offers. I, uh, you know, they're not the biggest of banners. They're not this, but their work ethics, their passion to make a film, and the best part today is the kind of films that I'm part of. I'm happy. I'm happy with the way it's shaped up and the films. And obviously, it took me 2, 3 years, even for somebody with my kind of experience, to realize that you know you cannot carry on working with the same kind of mindset and all that you had in the 90s because everything has changed. Cinema has changed. The way of telling a story has changed. The characterizations have changed. So, you know, I have to unlearn a lot of things, learn again how to adapt and be part of a cinema which is now the trend and how it's going to grow. So I started doing all that. And, you know, now 2020 was the year when the films were starting to roll out in terms of releasing. But COVID-19 has happened, so we're finding alternate ways of doing it. But I'm quite happy with the way the projects have shaped out. And certainly, I'll do projects with people that are new and let the film hit the mark. I mean, I read somewhere that Akshay has done that throughout his career, and look where he is. You know, I mean, it's his hard work, and he's doing. So all of us have to take that risk. All of us have to be able to do something. You know, you can't just expect. You know, it has to be big banners. It has to be this. It has to be that. And you know, then what is your contribution as? Zero, because everybody else is there to prop you up. You're just standing there and turning left and right, mouthing some lines because somebody has given that to you, but there is no contribution of yours. You know, so there's fun in what I'm doing, and I'm actually loving it. So, and I feel that you know, if the big banners to any actor, I'm saying, if the big banners are not after you and you're not getting the break, you know, don't moan and cry about all these things. That's rubbish. Get there, pick up the best subject of the project that you can do, make it happen, develop, you know, let people see your skills. And if you are skilled, people will come to you. least have faith in yourself. You want others to have faith in you, but you yourself don't have any faith in you. How's that going to work?